the 9th National Assembly, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mohammed Atabasani Omolori, the clerk to the National Assembly. I have received a proclamation from the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for the holding of the first session of the 9th National Assembly. And it reads thus: whereas it is provided in section 64(3) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, that the person elected as president shall have power to issue a proclamation for the holding of the first session of the National Assembly immediately after his being sworn in. Now therefore, I, Muhammadu Buhari, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in exercise of the powers bestowed upon me by section 64(3) aforesaid, and all other powers enabling me in that behalf, hereby proclaim that the first session of the 9th National Assembly shall hold at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, 11 June 2019 in the National Assembly, Abuja. Given under my hand and the public seal of the Federal Republic of Nigeria at Abuja, this 30th day of May 2019. Signed, Muhammadu Buhari. Therefore, we're here today, pursuant to this proclamation, to hold this first session. And in this session, we're going to be the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker of the 9th National Assembly is expected to emerge. Now, we're going to start by the roll call, which I will invite the clerk of the House to do the roll call before we proceed to the main business of the day. Mr. Clerk.
Honorable members-elect, my name is Patrick Ahoka-Giwa. I'm the acting clerk of the House of Representatives. I go ahead to take the roll call, state by state, in alphabetical order. Abia State, Prestige OC CEO. Please let us know that you are here. Thank you. Onkole Uko Ukwe.
Present.
Kalu Benjamin Okezie. Present. Unumbo Samuel Fiai. Present. Nwokocha Darlington. Oyediocha Ukuruka.
Present.
Adeolu Solomon Eziwa O. Uke Abonta at Uzoma. Adamawa State. Lori Pramoti Petrus. Seydu Mohammed Mustafa. Buba Yusuf Yakubu. Goroki Gibeon. Yampa Zachariah Dauda. Mangadi Jafar Abubakar. Namdaz Abrazak Saad. Modibo Abrauf Abukadri. Akwa Ibom State. Umana Aleka John. Ifon Patrick Nathan. Luke Anofik Akpan. Bukmo Udo Emmanuel Efion. Udiok Francis Charles. Ekon Usikak Okon.
Present.
Archibald Henry Okon. Ekpeyon Nsabasi. Idem Oyimen Josiah. Eyon Michael Okon. Anambra State. Umeoji Chukwuma Michael. Obidigwe Chinedu Benjamin. Onwoso Chinedu Samuel. Ibezi Fiayi Anthony. Moma Fiayi Chudi.
Honestly.
Ayika Valentine Obuna. Azubogu Chris Emeka Fiayi. Oyema Chukwuka Wilfred. Chuba Ekpe Azulinda. Ezenko Okudili. Ifemelu Ifemelu Vincent Kine,
well-being, and prosperity
Bauchi State. Mohammed Musa Pali, Shehu Abdullahi Yakubu,
reside in
Dogara Yakubu, Manu Soro Manso, Mutu Nicholas Umbomo, Bondi Julius G, Igbapa Ben Rolands, Wokolo Victor Oyemauchi,
Present.
Ogo Leonard Okuwe, Osai Nicholas Osai, Afe Oberu Prafe Anthony, Wave Ejiro Rene Francis,
Present.
Ereyi Tommy Thomas, Ebonyi State, Obaga Sylvester, Igarewe Iduma Enwo, Nwazuku Chukuma Alogbala, Anayo Edwin, Ogbil Lazarus Uweru, Mankwe Livinus Mankwe, Edo State, Ajoto Kabiru,
Present.
Isa Idehen Jude, Idiowele Joe Egon, Ogun Sagios,
Present.
Oguma Johnson Johnny Ebuakide,
Present.
Ogbede Ihama Omorege,
I'm right here.
Esowere Patrick,
Present.
Dausa Dennis, Ihovere Julius. Ekiti State, Fadoba Steve Olushola, Adaudu Yemi, Bamisile Olufemi Richard, Ogunlola Omowomi Olabumi,
Present.
Agbola Emmanuel Kehinde,
Present.
Olarewaju Ibrahim Kunle, Enugu State, Okechukwu Tobi, Unaji Prince, Cornelius Wandozie,
Imo State,
Chukwuebo Ofo Gregory, Amadi Ogunrinwa Dennis, Gombe State, please. Bello Usman Kumo, Mela Victor,
Present.
Duku Aishatu Jibrin,
Present.
Bauchi Yaya Tungo, Karo Simon Elisha,
Present.
Abubakar Yunusa Ahmed, Imo State, Eke Bede Uchena,
Present.
Chinedu Emeka Matthews,
Present.
Nwajuba Iko Emeka,
vote of allegiance,
Obi Pascal, Nwanwuba Henry Udochukwu, Onwuburiri Kingsley Obina, Uju Kingsley C, Alabaso Jerry, Elezenya Ikena Oyechere, Adamu Muhammadu Faget Gawo, Aliu Magaji Dau, Falata Abubakar Hassan,
Present.
Abdullahi Ibrahim Duse,
Present.
Sani Nazifi,
Present.
Ila Yuguda Hassan, Mohamed Gudaji Kazaure, Ibrahim Usman Auyo, Yusuf Seidu Miga, Abubakar Maki Yelema, Sani Ado Kiri, Kaduna State, Kaduna State, Shehu Barabi, Yakubu Mabadi, Abubakar Mohammed, Yakubu Usman Bade, Yakubu Umar Bade, okay, Abubakar Mohammed, Ibrahim Hamisu, Abubakar Mohammed, this year, Abubakar Mohammed, Please answer any other question. Please indicate by standing up so that we see who can mark you. Ibrahim Hamisu. Magaji Amos Guama.
Present.
Garba Shehu Nicholas. Saleh Gabriel Zok. Suleiman Samaila. Ahmed Mukhtar. Gwani Gideon Lucas. Gwani Gideon Lucas. Chawai Zakari Mukhtar. Suleiman Aliu Lere. Ladam Mukhtar Shehu.
Our new members. But second of all, let me say at the beginning, I did say I was notified by a couple of members. So that obligation has been fulfilled already. We are ruled out of order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and honorable colleagues, for saving me. As I was saying, I'm coming under Order 8, Rule 4, matter.
Honorable Gallo, you have actually already given us a synopsis of what it's about. So it is now...
To seek the leave of the
Yes, it is now for the chair to put the question for members, whether they determine whether that is urgent enough for consideration. And then after that, you also, because it's a two-pronged motion, you now move for the suspension of the rules if members have agreed that it is urgent enough. You now rule for the suspension of the rules that we take it immediately. Because under our rules, your motion for urgent public importance is deferred to the next day of sitting. But if it's so urgent that you need to have it immediately, then you now move again under the rules to have those rules suspended. So I think I'll just put the question whether this motion is urgent enough. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. Honorable colleagues, honorable colleagues, honorable colleagues. Honorable colleagues, let me just come in here very quickly. Honorable colleagues, clap. Order. Clap. Clap. It's not working. Order. One house, please. Honorable colleagues. Can you hear me? Honorable colleagues. Yes. Yes. Honorable colleagues. First of all, I want to plead with honorable colleagues. This is our colleagues' first outing. And I think it's important that we work together to make our first outing a good outing. To put it simply, a good outing. Our colleague has moved a motion that affects his constituency. I don't know if you were listening carefully to the details. I mean, we haven't heard the details, but at least to the synopsis of what he said. It is, for me, the issues are very germane to his constituency. So I will crave your indulgence that we'll do this again. That's number one. Number two, in fact, the first one we did, from my recollection, we actually, because we were in a hurry, we didn't do, we're giving room for little leeway today. Nobody seconded his motion. So we're going to do it again. So I'm asking members to be understanding today. After today, we are adjourning for 2 weeks. After today, we'll come out with the long daggers. But for today, let's have a good time today. So, is anybody here to second the motion raised by Honorable Ben Kalu? Honorable Kruka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am Kiruka Onyejocha. I represent the good people of Isukwato Munoj Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, in seconding this motion, I want to plead with my honorable colleagues that it happened, lives and properties are being threatened. I say with the leave of the Speaker, Mr. Diaz, today is first time, and Your Excellency, the Speaker said he's giving us leeway. So, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, in rising to second this motion, I plead with the honorable colleagues that it happened because I have one of the communities in my constituency that is very close to the community he is talking about. So it's about lives and
motion is seconded.
So, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I second this motion and I plead with members to
Thank you, Honorable Nkuruka. Those in support of the motion say aye. Aye. The ayes have it. Honorable colleagues, for those of you who know me, I don't take procedure lightly. This is just for today. The second leg of the motion.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues.
The second leg of the motion. Second leg for suspension.
Second leg of the motion.
Move for suspension of the rules.
I humbly seek the leave of this honorable House to first consider this as a matter of urgent importance and, excuse me, I seek the leave of this House.
Please, let's listen to our colleague in silence.
Please, I seek the leave of this House to suspend the provisions of Order 8, Rule 4, Sub 3.
Honorable Kalu.
The matter to be heard immediately.
Yeah. We're not suspending the provisions of Order 8. We're suspending the relevant provisions of our rules to allow us to take this motion today. And I think we do understand where Honorable Kalu is coming from. Any seconder to that motion, please?
It's my first day.
Honorable Hafiz. Those in support say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Kalu, I see this as an infrastructure motion. And under our rules or our tradition, we may not change that, but for now, that is the rule. All infrastructural motions are sent to the committee. There is no need for debate. They're straightforward. Thank you. So motion Motion passed. Honorable Kalu,
Mr. Speaker.
you still have to move the motion, not debate it. We will not debate it. We will move it. You have it written out.
Yes.
You have it written out.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I've called it already. Yeah. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, thank you once more. I stand to move the motion on urgent need to combat threatening environmental degradation in Mpa, Bende, Itumbuzo, Alai. The House knows that Bende local government area with landmass of about 601 kilometers square is the largest local government area in Abia State, and that the area, which is largely agrarian, produces in commercial scale for both the domestic and international markets. Aware that with the commencement of heavy rain, Bende, with a population of over 300,000, is seriously prone to and already severely affected by erosion and flood and other forms of environmental degradation. Disturbed that all parts of Bende Federal Constituency, comprising of 99 autonomous communities, have been seriously impacted by erosion, resulting to many roads in the area, including Umahia Bende Road, Bende Itumbuzo, Akwa Ibom State Border Road, having gully erosion depth of more than 150 feet and over 1 kilometer wide. Consigned that many roads have either been completely cut off or are almost being completely cut off, thereby rendering them impassable, and people are no longer able to carry on their normal daily social, economic, religious, and other activities, as well, giving rise to various forms of criminality in the area. Further disturbed that many have been rendered homeless in places in parts of Achi, Umuhu, Ezechi, Mpa, Bende Town, Umimenyi, Alai, Item, and other severe erosion sites. While so many houses are severely threatened by erosion, which will be catastrophic if there is no immediate response, and this will render more of my constituents homeless. Worried that during rainy seasons, like we have now, over 40% of both primary and secondary schools in the area are forced to close due to the impact of erosion, flood, while parents are also forced to withdraw their children and worse from most of the remaining schools. Deeply worried that with some gullies as deep as 150 feet, streams and rivers have been lost. Sources of water for rural dwellers and farmers have been lost. Several farmlands have been lost. Bridges collapsed. Several buildings, including homes, schools, churches, markets, have been destroyed. And there is a remarkable rise in criminality, thereby causing undue hardship to the people. Resolves to, 1, urge the Ecological Fund Office to, as a matter of urgency, intervene by assessing, awarding, and ensuring the complete execution of the erosion control and remediation project in severe erosion sites at Achi, Umuhezeji, Mpa, Bende Town, Umimenyi, Alai, Item, Itumbuzo, and other sites within the area. 2, urge the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, to quickly commence the rehabilitation and maintenance of Akeze, Ibere, Ameke, Umahia Road, Umahia Bende Road, Bende Itumbuzo, Akwa Ibom State Border Road, and other roads with special emphasis on erosion and flood control. And 3, urge the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to quickly ensure the supply of relief material to the affected areas. 4, call on the Niger Delta Development Commission, the Federal Ministry of Environment and other relevant ministries, departments and agencies to quickly react by deploying their various intervention mechanisms to arrest the situation, as well ameliorate the sufferings of the people of Benin. I so move.
Thank you, Honorable Ben. Right? Yeah. Honorable Ben, thank you. Anybody to second? Honorable Lado. Well, my colleagues, we are faced with a situation where we don't have standing committees to deal with these issues as of now. So I will be directing amendment. Who has an amendment? Go ahead. Honorable Chinda, you might want to use, I don't think the mics are working on that side. Absolutely, go ahead. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
My dear colleagues, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Brand New Speaker, I thank you for this opportunity. My name is Kingsley Chinda. I represent Obiakpo Federal Constituency. I'm an Ikwere man from Rivers State. Mr. Speaker, I pray that we amend the prayer by adding 2 more communities that I know are seriously ravaged by flood and erosion, and Neocha Oshimini and Obiakpo Federal Constituency in Delta and Rivers State. I so move.
Any seconder to that amendment? Huh? You are seconding. Go ahead, Honorable Ndidi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Ndidi Godwin Elumbelu, and I represent the good people of Anyocho Oshimili Federal Constituency. I'm from Delta State. I second the motion amendment as ably moved by my colleague, Honorable Chinda, as a second. Given that my community as well, especially Oko in Anyocho Oshimili Federal Constituency, precisely right now, people have moved out of their area. I've seconded. So I'm making...
Honorable Chinda, please, can we get your written amendment? Those in support of Honorable Chinda's amendment, please say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Any other amendment? Any other amendment? Honorable Kuruka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am Kiruka Onyejocha. I represent the good people of Isukwato, Umunochi Federal Constituency. I'm from Abia State. My amendment is to include Isukwato Umunochi erosion site to this particular motion. I so move.
Any seconder? The Honorables? Bulus. You can't use your campaign voice. Campaign period is over. In the chambers now.
Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My dear colleagues, I congratulate you and also second the amendment ably moved by Honorable Oyejecha. Engineer Solomon Maren is my name, and I represent the good people of Mangu Bokos Federal Constituency. I am from the home of peace and tourism, Plateau State. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Those in favor of the amendment as moved, say aye.
Aye.
Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Any further amendments? Honorable Guna, we can see that this motion that you all wanted to kill is very popular. There's so many amendments. Honorable Guna, go ahead.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable Gono Siribo. I represent the good people of Unkwere, Isu, Wangel, and Njaba Federal Constituency of Imo State. Mr. Speaker, while amending the motion that was moved by my brother, Honorable Ben Carlo, I want this Honorable House to please include, Mr. Speaker, the Nkwamiri Wangele erosion site in Imo State. Honorable colleagues, if nothing is done about that erosion, in the next 2 years, a community will be totally wiped off. So I pray, Mr. Speaker, that we will amend that motion that was moved by Ben Carlo by including, like I said, Nkwamiri Wangele, Igoli erosion of Imo State. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder, please. Reverend.
This is working. Reverend Francis Ejirogene Waive, Ugele North, Ugele South, Udu constituency. I am from Delta State. I rise to second the amendment sought by my colleague, Honorable Osby, that one mile and one erosion site in Imo State be included in the motion. I so second.
Amendment seconded by Honorable Reverend Ware. Those in favor of the amendment say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it. More amendments? I thought you didn't want the motion. There has to come a time when we have to put a stop to the amendments, because when you begin to amend and put so many amendments, you almost run the risk of watering down the motion. Please, we almost run the risk of watering down the motion. Honorable Abante, point of order. What's your point of order?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Uzoma Kimabon, that's my name. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, we cannot come through motion to amend our laws. That is the order I'm giving you. Quietly and listen. Mr. Speaker, you cannot use by prayers of motion to amend our laws. One of the prayers says, mandate to award. That will be extra budgetary provision. Therefore, we should delete the section that says, mandate certain committees to award social contract. They can say it in large. But rather to say, study the situations and revert back to the House. But if you allow these prayers to go on, we are now asking them to do extra budgetary award. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Abonta. Your point is noted. The resolution will be in accordance with our laws. Honorable Khadija, what is your point of order or an amendment?
An amendment, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, after Honorable Khadija's amendment, I think the best thing to do will be for us to, if anybody has any further amendment, to write, and it will form part of our resolution. Rather than taking amendment after amendment after amendment, we may end up losing the essence of the motion, the substance of the motion, and it begins to be watered down. Honorable Khadija, please go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Waziri Bukar Abba Ibrahim, representing Damaturu, Termu, Bujibagulani Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Yobe State. I'm towing the same line as the comment you just made, Mr. Speaker, just to say that most communities we represent here are bedeviled by flood, and if we consistently sit here and count the amount of communities that are going through this devastating experience, we'll take the whole day. So I think my amendment would be to direct NEMA to address all the communities, issues of the communities involved in the flooding, and also write to the Ecological Fund as to erosion where flooding is concerned. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. And any seconder to that? Honorable Ashiru.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Amin Ashurman is my name, member representing Midamani. I am from Kasim State. I rise to second the motion, heavily moved by Honorable Khadija Ibrahim, and I so second. Thank you.
Those in favor of Honorable Khadija's amendment, please say aye. Aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. All further amendments, please write. We'll make it part of our resolution. Honorable colleagues, there are no relevant committees or standing committees at this time. So what I will do is to direct the clerk to communicate to the Ministry of Environment, to FEMA, and I believe the SGF, who's in charge of the ecological funds, to communicate the resolution of this House to those and other relevant agencies. Who's raising a point of order? What's your point of order? What order? Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My name is Solomon Bob. I represent Abua, Odua, and Ahoda East Federal Constituency in River State. I've gone through the vote and proceedings, and I noticed there's an error in the way the name of the Federal Constituency was written. It's actually Abua, Odua, and Ahoda East Federal Constituency, not in the reverse form in which it's written. So I really honestly.
I'm sorry, I'm finding it difficult. It's not very audible, but what's your point of order?
The point of order is that there is an error in the way.
No, there has to be a point of order that you refer to in the rule book.
Order 6, Rule 2.
Order 6?
Rule 2.
What does it say? What page?
14. Page 14. Under privileges.
You're coming under privilege?
Absolutely.
We might have, I think we might have passed that, but go ahead. We're giving room for a lot of things today.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. So I was saying that there is an error, in the writing of the name of my federal constituency. It's actually in the reverse form in which it's written. It's Abua Odual, Ahoda East Federal Constituency, not Ahoda East, Abua Odual Federal Constituency. So I want the Speaker to draw attention to
Noted.
What is that?
Thank you. Honorable colleagues, there probably will be many errors such as this. I would advise that we approach the clerk in his office directly in written form so that those corrections will be made and adopted and taken accordingly. They're typically typo errors. Thank you. Honorable Muraino, I was actually going to ask you if you can approach the chair, please. Please. Honorable colleagues, we were going to abridge today's session and go into executive session, and we were going to take just that one motion of urgent public importance. But Honorable Muraino has pleaded passionately if we could just take his motion very briefly so that we can go into executive session. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. My honorable colleagues, I am Dr. Honorable Ajibola Muraina. Mr. Speaker, I represent Barakwa Central, Barakwa North Federal Constituency. I am from Oyo State. Mr. Speaker, I most humbly want to urge this House to allow me to bring under Order 8 Rule 4 Sub-Rule 1 as a matter of urgent public importance, incessant attacks and kidnappings on my constituents at Igboora, Idere, Ayete, Tafa, Igangan, Landate, and Irua, forming Barakwa Central, Barakwa North, and Barakwa East local governments of Oyo State. It's been very serious, and it's very urgent. Serially, they are attacking them almost on a daily basis, and it's very unbecoming. I urge, most humbly, please permit me to bring it under a matter of urgent public importance, pursuant to Order 8, the force of Rule 1. I also pray, Mr. Speaker, to humbly pray you again to allow for suspension of Order 8, Rule 4, Sub-Rule 3, to allow me to take the motion very briefly within 2 minutes. Thank you, my honorable colleagues, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Any seconder? Any seconder? Honorable, is that Honorable Pella? No, Honorable, go ahead. Come forward a little bit here.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, good morning. Kidnapping is a very incessant activity that is going on.
Your name and constituency.
Affecting our security.
Your name and constituency.
I second the motion.
Your name and constituency before you second.
Excuse me. My name is Honorable Shamsuddin Bello, representing Taka Ismaila Federal Constituency in Kano State. I second the motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable colleagues, those who feel this matter is urgent enough, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Muraino, your second leg, please.
Right Honorable Speaker, I am most humbly praying this Honorable House to graciously suspend Order 8, Rule 4, Sub Rule 3 to enable me to take the motion immediately. I most humbly pray.
Any seconder?
This one. Is it this one?
Actually, Honorable, we will allow it this time because we're giving a leeway to as many members just for today. But under our rules, you are not properly dressed. Yes, you're not properly dressed under our rules. You need a tie. But we'll allow it, we're being free. But go ahead, second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my name is Dr. Simon Watcon. I'm from Plateau State. I represent the good people of Bartiladi Rion Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion that relevant rules or sections of our laws should be suspended for Muraino to present this motion. I so move. Thank you.
Those in favor of the motion that our rules be suspended to allow Honorable Muraino move his motion, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Muraino.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, I have my motion here. I want to seek the permission of the House to move in terms of the motion papers, which is already before the House, so that I will just read one or two paragraphs and proceed to resolution so that I don't waste the time of the House. The House notes with apprehension the desertedly attacks and kidnappings carried out on Irua, Lanlate, Igandan, Tapa, Ayete, Igbora, and Ibere in Ibarapa East, Ibarapa Central, and Ibarapa North local government areas of Oyo State by armed bandits and criminal elements notorious for kidnapping, rape, and extortion of huge sums of money from their victims. These bandits carried out their daylight robberies and kidnappings on the innocent people, mostly at various fuel stations, highways, and other farmlands. Mr. Speaker, I proceed straight to read our resolutions. The House resolves to urge the Inspector General of Police, in collaboration with other security agencies, to rigid the security architecture to ensure the security of lives and property, not only in Oyo State and in all these three local governments, but the entire country, and to deploy officers to security flashpoints to curb criminal activities. 2, the House also urged the National Emergency Agency to visit the affected communities and individuals, and then provide them relief materials in order to compensate for their losses and ease their physical and psychological trauma. 3, to mandate the committees on police affairs, emergency and disaster preparedness, when constituted, to ensure compliance and report back to the House within 4 weeks. Mr. Speaker, I urge that in the absence of these committees, the federal government could be written through the Secretary of the Federal Government or the appropriate agencies to do what we are seeking for. Right Honorable Speaker, my honorable colleagues, I move in terms of the motion papers. I most humbly move. I thank you all.
Any seconder, please. Honorable Ningi.
Right Honorable Speaker, my fellow colleagues, my name is Abdullah Isad Abdelkader. I represent Ningi Warji Federal Constituency, and I am from Bauchi State. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise before this House to second the motion moved by Honorable Muraino in respect of incessant cases of kidnapping by armed bandits in his constituency in Oyo State. I so second.
Thank you. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Amen.
Honorable Moreno, I don't think there's any issue to go into any debate. It speaks for itself, as we saw.
Amendment, please.
I'll just suggest that the third leg, the third prayer be deleted, since we have no committees set up right now. And I'll direct the clerk to write to the Inspector General, communicate with the Inspector General of Police and all other relevant security agencies in accordance with this resolution, and to also write to NEMA, the agency, the relevant agency, in accordance with our resolution.
Amendment, please.
We have already hit the gavel. Amendment overtaken by the hitting of the gavel. Honorable colleagues, point of order. Who has a point of order? Honorable Oshawa.
Mr. Speaker, our Speaker, honorable colleagues, I come under Order 6 Rule 2. I am Olumide Babatunde Oshoba, from representing Abeokuta North, Obafemi Ode, and Odeda Federal Constituency. I represent MQ Abiola. I want to thank the President, and I want to thank Nigerians for recognizing MQ Abiola yesterday and confirming June 12 as Democracy Day. I'll be coming to move a motion for further recognition. I would want the country to please recognize MQ Abiola. So thank you so much.
That's a matter of privilege. That is not to be debated. It is noted. We'll wait for your motion, for your formal motion. Honorable colleagues, I think it's time for us to dissolve into executive session for some housekeeping matters. Honorable Fulata, can you move that the House dissolve to executive session?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Abubakar Fulata. I represent Bruniwa, Kirika Sama, Budi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Jigawa State. Mr. Speaker, I move that the House do dissolve into an executive committee. I so move.
Any second? Honorable
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Jima Ibrahim Olajide. I stand to second the motion as moved. Thank you.
Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. May I?
No, when it's finished, when you finish, they will bring it up.
You can follow on all our social media platforms: Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now,